1 minute warning!
To the Goofball army out there, hi at the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors, because we got Goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink, because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your Goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, the New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by
me, Rob, and
yeah. There's a special place in hell for this game. Absolute special place in hell. And guys, there's a lot to break down. There's a lot to break down with what went wrong with this as the Giants lose in overtime to the Cowboys 40-37. You told me you told me we'd score 37 points in a game and lose. I'm like, no, there's no way hell that would happen. Like,
put over 430 yards up on the field. In the air. Is that 2 games? Is there 3 games?
Is that the whole season? I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's get into the breakdown in a minute. All right, where to begin? There's so many things to go over here. Should we start with what started the BS of the game and go into Hudson? I think that's probably where you want to start from the beginning, like that kind of thing there. I mean, what the hell? Like, how many penalties is this man going to get on him in such a short time frame, and then causes a scene when he gets benched? Like 4 straight penalties. Like, how many goddamn? Listen, y'all know I have no love lost for James Hudson. I was pissed off when we got him. I didn't think there was any reason to need to get him. I thought he was not really much of an upgrade of what we've had in the past. And unfortunately, been proven right on that one. Like, I don't want to be right on that one. I would have loved him to be a great player and him to be like, we would go, Andrew Thomas, who? Like, he's that good. Like, he sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Penalty after penalty, gets beat on the plays. I mean, like, absolutely goddamn ridiculous. Like, and he cost us point blank 4 points in that first drive. Point blank cost us 4 points in that first drive, single-handedly. And guess what, guys? It went to overtime. We lost by 3.
Just do the math. Hey, listen, we would have had to go to overtime because of that field goal.
That math ain't difficult in that one.
Yeah.
And listen, we're going to go over a few things. And we didn't have to go overtime but the James Hudson thing is definitely there. And, Marcus Bowe comes in. And I thought Marcus Bowe did a pretty damn good job considering, especially, second week in the NFL, day 3 pick at that. You don't have these crazy expectations of a 4th round pick.
No, he held his own. Like you said, like, he did look good. Like, was he fantastic? Was Russ not under pressure all the time? No, but it also wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it was a lot better than a lot less pressure than he faced last week. That's for damn sure. And that's why we've been calling for Marcus Bowe the whole entire time. It's definitely a whole lot better than what Hudson is. Now, I would have loved if they put Illuminor still left tackle and put Bowe at right tackle. That would have been the move I would have done this whole week. But huge difference.
Hopefully that's the show next week.
Yeah, well, hopefully Andrew Thomas is back next year, and that's the damn show next week. But, we'll see. And we touched base, real quick on the little bit I was able to do on the play-by-play before my way to watch the game went away because of the NFL being jackasses. But, I got a lot of fans are already getting ticked off at Thomas Because the Giants have messed up so many goddamn injuries over the years that I can't blame Thomas for being like, nope, I'm going to come back when I'm ready. Point blank. They have messed. How many players have come here and just not been the same afterwards?
And also, listen, when you switch jobs, when you go somewhere, like you fight for your PTO time, you fight for your wages, like you fight for all this stuff. Like that's what he's doing. Like their NFL career is not long, so for him to say like, "Hey, I don't feel right," like that's his time off to get better. That's just like disability, if you will. And that's your job saying, "Come home, come back." Instead of taking long term, take short term disability. And he's like, no, I think this injury needs to be longer.
But he's got to look at his own career. And I know we hate to say that as fans, but he's got to look at his own career. If you rush him back and you put him back on there before he's ready to go, he may never be the same again. And even as fans, we got to recognize that having as much as I see Deb's comment there, Thomas in a wheelchair would have been better today. As much as that may be true. I doubt the wheelchair, but as much as we want Andrew Thomas back, we want Andrew Thomas back long term, and rushing him back from what is a very serious injury. I would rather have him healthy than being 80%, and we're stuck with 80% of Thomas the rest of his career because we rushed him back.
But also, remember, Drew, it's very hard for a wheelchair to get a holding call.
It is. It is. It's also very difficult for a wheelchair to probably roll in the grass. But that's a whole separate issue.
That's a turf. Sorry, we're good.
Yeah. I guess you're right. But the one thing I gotta mention specifically when it comes to James Hudson is that smacking the player upside the head thing. Like that was a classless move. Absolutely classless move. And I don't know what was said. I wasn't there on the line. I'm sure something was said, and that's what kind of started the ball rolling on that. That's the kind of play that point blank, I want you off the damn team. That I'll take it to that extent. There is no room for that kind of BS. Absolutely no room for that kind of BS. And I would have no problem point blank cutting him because of that. And I would hate to say it on a 2-year, $12 million deal, cutting a player. But that's absolutely goddamn ridiculous. And if they cut him now, they save like nothing, by the way. And they still have to pay money next year. But I don't care. That's a classless move. I want no part of that with the New York Giants.
No, I have to agree. Listen,
yeah.
Usually, like the Giants organization does a really good job picking up players that play well, on the field and off the field, if you know what I mean. Like they're class people. Like, look at Eli post NFL career. Look at him off the field. Fantastic example. Victor Cruz. Just going down with some of the old guys. Even actually the Nabers. Like, yeah, he when he got drafted, he's got some bonehead stuff, but like he's turned around. And do you see any problems? Does he look like OBJ?
Yeah.
No, like he just kind of homemade it in and just is working on his craft.
Well, look at even like when the Giants had the kicker, Josh Brown. And listen, I don't want to put accusations like Josh Brown had in comparison to what Hudson did today, because let's be honest, what Brown was accused of was a whole lot worse. But when it boils down to, the Giants have always made the right move when they're supposed to make the right move. And that there's no player that we've had in the Giants that I'm like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed to root for this guy. This is that time. Whether it's smacking the guy upside the head like that, whether it's him blowing up on the sideline, he needs to be off the goddamn team. Point blank. Off the goddamn team. There's no reason for that kind of stuff. If you want to get mad at somebody that you got benched, be mad at yourself because it's your own goddamn fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not playing well, it's your fault. If you're playing like an a-hole, that's your fault.
Yeah. You have no one to blame but yourself, point blank. And unfortunately, most people that are morons have trouble doing that. And obviously, doing the moves he did today, he's not the brightest bulb in the socket. It's definitely there. So, let's talk about something positive. I want to mix in some positive and negative here because there is some positive here. And the positive is the offense as a whole, specifically the passing offense. Now, we talked about leading up to the game. A lot of the Cowboys were out. A lot of their corners were out specifically. And the Giants were facing basically backup corners for much of this. But the passing offense, this is probably the most prolific passing offense I've seen I should say since the Colts game. But before that, who knows when? Russell Wilson ends up 30 of 41, 451 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, the interception, I should say, by the way, was a really badly timed interception in overtime that basically got the ball back to the Cowboys, and obviously we know how the game ended. But I'm not going to blame Russell Wilson on one bad pass when he's forced to keep on chucking the ball up there and hoping for the best.
Let's talk about in week 1. He looked like a complete ass.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It was bad.
Cheeks.
Both cheeks in your face.
Even this
just clapping right there in your face. Terrible. Listen, he's probably, as it is right now, the top-ranked fantasy quarterback coming here. Closer. Well, listen, that's stats. That's all stats. Listen, Drew, when it comes down to fantasy, it's all stats. Like,
I
yes,
know.
when he win the game, no. But when you throw 451 yards, and did what he did on the field today, that's absolutely amazing. You could argue week 1, he lost this game. He was not the reason why we lost the game.
No, he was one of the few reasons we were in the game. Let's be very frank on that. Again, 30 of 41, 451 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. We can't complain about the 1 interception. He was throwing bombs left and right. Absolutely. I kept hearing about, Russell Wilson throws a good deep ball. That's what we saw today.
Yeah, listen, there was a 29-yard bomb to Robinson. There's like almost a 40-yard bomb to Nabers later in the game.
Here's where it ends up on the receivers. Malik Nabers, 9 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Balling game. Wan'Dale Robinson, 8 catches, 142 yards, and 1 touchdown. Quietly having an excellent start to the season, by the way. We got you there, Rob. I see you going blank. All right, we lost Rob for a minute there. It said 8 catches, 142 yards, and a touchdown. Darius Slayton, 2 catches, 61 yards. Tracy, 436. Theo Johnson, 4 catches, 35 yards, and he was involved early on. And after all the drops he had last week, it was nice to see him catch the ball. You got Cam Scatteraboo, 2 catches, 14 yards, including one was like a bobble catch that should have been a little easier, but still was nice for him to be able to get it when he had to bounce it around off his hands probably 3 times. And Singletary caught one for -4 yards. But yeah, like I said, this was a great passing offense here. Now, I don't want to say it's 100% the injuries, but I definitely think the injuries to the Cowboys secondary obviously helped it. But deep throw after deep throw, like we hadn't seen as Giant fans in forever. And to lose when we put up 37 points is absolutely insane. Absolutely goddamn insane. It's like I said, it's just I haven't seen this kind of offensive output in forever, it feels like. I wish I could say the same on the rushing side, but you can't. Cam Scatteraboo was the lead rusher, 11 carries, 45 yards. 1 touchdown. Nice to see him his first career touchdown, I guess. But 45 yards to the leading rusher. Not going to work very much. And most teams would go ahead and focus so much on the passing that it would cut down these big throws. Like I said, the Cowboys just their injuries left and right in the secondary. And that's what happened basically, is that they couldn't keep up. Thank God, because we couldn't run. We talked about Scatteraboo being a great runner potentially in this league. Talked about Tracy going maybe for 1,000 yards. Talk about Singletary being a solid veteran. Can't do it. I mean, it's insanity how much we're not running the ball. Now, I will say again, the numbers were better this time than they were last week. But you can't put up 451 yards in passing and then not have any actual running to go along with it. Eventually, what's going to happen is what happened in the overtime. That the defense is going to focus so much on stopping the pass that they're just going to go ahead and get a pick. are they going to make a big play? Because they're focused on stopping that. You're playing into what they're expecting you to do. So we're going to have to figure out this running game, guys. Point blank, we're going to have to figure it out. And I know Thomas coming back is going to have a huge part of that, but that's going to happen when it happens. We can't wait on Andrew Thomas to have a running game. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous that that's what the plan is. After Scatterboo, Russ had 3 carries for 23 yards. Running that one big play was a good chunk of that when he literally ran like he had cinder blocks in his freaking cleats. Tracy, 5 carries, 14 yards. That's bad. That's 2.8 yards a carry, guys. Singletary, 1 carry, 4 yards, and Jaxson Dart in his NFL debut, 1 for -3 when he slipped on that play there. So, like I said, really bad showing again by the run offense back-to-back weeks here to start this season. And that's not good because, guys, we got a lot of tough games coming up. You got the Chiefs coming into town for the home opener on Monday next week. You got the Chargers the week after that. Then you got the Saints, the one game that we think we should be able to beat them. But then Eagles, Broncos, Eagles. Like, you got a tough slate of games here coming up. If we can't run the ball, we are so screwed it's not even funny. This passing offense may have been good this week. They're not good enough to go ahead and be a one-sided offense. Point blank, we're not. And we're going to be in trouble, I think, honestly, this year. And, we said point blank that should have gone ahead and fired Dable. Guess what? I'm still sticking with that. Look at all the penalties we had. Look at it. It's absolutely insanity how many penalties we had. We had 14 penalties for 160 yards. You tell me a well-coached team does that. They don't. They flat out don't. We can't score in the red zone whatsoever. That's not something a good team has trouble doing. And, they say all the time, teams find a way to win when they're good. And bad teams find a way to lose. This was one of those games that the bad team found the way to lose. Point blank. And it's absolutely insanity that this happened. This is a game we flat out should have won. Flat out should have won. But instead, we played sloppy ball, penalty after penalty after penalty. I mean, look at the yardage there on the penalties. 14 penalties for 160 yards, guys. That's bad. It's over 11 yards per penalty. It was like a little 5-yard things. That's bad. And we didn't win the time of possession. A lot of that obviously is because of the way we're throwing the ball. Didn't give our chance for the defense to go ahead and get, stay off the field for a little while. Defense was gassed, and the defense showed it. 40 points. Guys, that's bad. I mean, think about it for a second here. Would you have expected that? Point blank, would you have expected that? I mean, that's absolutely insane. Like, I'm flabbergasted by how bad this defense has been, point blank. And I've been a guy who's told you guys, point blank, don't focus on Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen's not the issue. This offense sucks, all this stuff. And 61 points now in 2 games. First game, we get ran all over like you wouldn't believe. This game, it seems like the Cowboys can just basically score whenever they wanted to. I mean, that's just what it is. That's what we're staring down the barrel of. I mean, look at the stats that we gave up here to the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, 38 of 52, 361 yards and 2 touchdowns and the 1 interception. Nice that we finally got an interception for once, at least. Javonte Williams, 18 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown. We just talked about this. They don't really have a good running back there in Dallas. We made him look good. Point blank, we made him look good, guys. Dak Prescott, 3 of 17 rushing. Miles Sanders, 5 of 15. I guess we stopped somebody. And Kevontae Turpin, 2 of 6. We can't keep making guys that aren't good look good in our rush defense. Like, this is an issue. Multiple years now. And it's even worse when you're seeing Dak Prescott put up over 350 yards. But you have to be able to stop the run to win this league. You can't have such an obvious flaw. And the Giants clearly do. Clearly do. Because if you look at the passing offense there, the only guy who really lit us up was 2 people here. CeeDee Lamb, 9 catches, 112 yards. And Jake Ferguson, 9 catches, 78 yards. He just seemed to be wide open in the middle all the time. You know, I'm going to love when I should say, probably not going to love it, but I'm going to like to look at the All-22 because I want to see where Javon Holland was in this whole thing. We brought him in here to stop tight ends, and that's 2 weeks in a row that Zach Ertz, Jake Ferguson have had good games against us. Now, granted, they're both good tight ends. They're both better than average tight ends in this league. But we brought him on here for that reason. And he's not so far not being good. Not doing his thing. And it's Sags. We paid him what we could have paid Xavier McKinney. We made this decision. This goes in the long list of things that Joe Shane effed up on. Point blank. Like, that's what it basically boils down to. We also had to give you guys the rest as far as the stats for the receivers for the Cowboys here. Pickens had 5 catches, 68 yards, and that touchdown basically sealed going into overtime there because of that. Javonte Williams ended up with 6 catches, 33 yards. Tolbert had 2 for 16. Miles Sanders 2 for 4, and Spanford had 1 for 3. So again, just a handful of guys that if we could have done something with, and I don't know what it was seeing so much of Deontay Banks, by the way, too. I did not like seeing him as much as I did in this game. He did not look good for a lot of it. Just like I said, sad outing though altogether by this defense. You know, let's give you this lay down of what they got there here. You know, yeah, I said lay down, not low down on purpose. Paulson Adebo, 11 tackles, 2 assists. That was an issue. Adebo's getting burnt bad, guys, this game. I don't know if you noticed that specifically. He was getting burnt bad. And the play that really pissed me off was the one, the pass interference, which was such an obvious pass interference. It's not even funny. And he's over there celebrating like he just did the greatest thing ever. Like, what the hell? Like, literally, he's like, oh, I got the all celebrating the sidelines. Like, you clearly did a pass interference call. There's a goddamn flag. Stop celebrating, you moron. It was so obvious it's not even funny. You know, and then, you know, Drew Phillips, 8 tackles, 3 assists, and the 1 interception. He had a couple of bad, pass defenses there. And CeeDee Lamb, let's be honest, we knew he was going to kind of take it a little personal based on his comments there. But overall, not a horrible day by him. Did get the interception, which makes up some of the big plays he gave up to as well. Devontae Banks, 6 tackles, no assist. Javon Holland, 5 tackles, 1 assist. You notice this. The 4 top tacklers, all secondary. That's not good. When that happens, that just tells you people are catching the ball on a regular basis, and your run defense is not stopping running backs, and they're going to the last line of defense. That's what it means, point blank. Next up, Bobby Okereke, 4 tackles, 6 assists. Tyler Nubin, 4-0. Kayvon Thibodeau, 4-1, and Dexter Lawrence, 4-0. Now, as far as the sacks here, Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Byrne and Elijah Garcia all credited with sacks there. We got Rob back here. There he is.
I'm back.
So, yeah, guys, really bad showing by this defense. Really bad showing. And listen, I'll still tell you point blank. Shane Bowen is not the biggest issue. That's not to say now that he's not an issue. We've given him a couple of games now with this defense. This whole coaching staff is a goddamn issue.
Amen.
With another coach this year, we would have won. We would have won this game. And now again, we're staring down the barrel of going into, MetLife for the home opener against the Chiefs, then staying home for the Chargers. Does anybody think we have a shot in hell of winning those games?
Well, no one thought we had a shot in hell to win this game, and we're in it right to the end, literally like right to the end. But now, listen, we're staring down the barrel of going 0-4, which is not good. And then week 5's the Saints, who've played a little better than a lot of people thought. So, like, do they get together and just make Giants 0-5, which makes us just look that much worse?
Honestly, I'm cool with the Saints game still. I'm not worried about the Saints game. I still think the Saints is like one team we would beat. They played better against the Niners, but everybody's injured. They played somewhat close against the Cardinals, but they're the Cardinals. That's the one team we should beat. But even hypothetically, if we beat them, you can't feel good about us playing the Eagles both times. You can't feel good about the Broncos when we play them. You're literally staring down the barrel at 1-7. That's not good. And I'll say this as well. I don't think there's a shot in hell that Russell Wilson makes it in that long. And that's to be a shame based on how he played today. Let's see how he plays the rest of the time he gets there,
I think that's part of overreactions from week 1, how terrible he looked. Because, he was the polar opposite today. Like, if he started week 1 like that and went week 2 looking like he did week 1, we'd be like, all right, well, listen, he did 451 yards week 1. It started talking a different tune.
I think it's more a matter of just the state of the team as a whole. Like, at what point do you go, well, this season's a loss, so let's just throw the kid in? And that's what I'm saying more. It's not on him. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of the shame because, I didn't like the way he played week 1, obviously. But I thought he, didn't have any time to throw either, which was part of the problem. It's a 50-50 split there. But now it becomes, we have all these things going on. This team is losing left and right. And the only hope we have is that Jaxson Dart comes in and be some kind of miracle worker and turn this whole team around basically and start winning. Or at the very least, we just give him some time to go ahead and develop him and see what he is. So we know we're doing in the draft time comes. Because with this schedule, guys, we could have a top 3, top 5 pick the way the season's already starting. Like, that's the honest truth of the matter. I know you give me the look like it's overreacting,
and 100% is overreacting. Like,
not considering that this was the easier games we had to start the season.
The Cowboys, week 1. All right, let's rewind a month ago. Well, we started doing predictions of the first 5 games.
Yeah,
we were supposed to be 1-5. So the overreacted. The first 2 games you said right away that we're going to lose is an overreaction.
We didn't say we're going to lose these 2 games.
He did, though.
We said if I remember correctly, we said we beat the Commanders, we'd lose to the Cowboys, then we'd lose the next 2 after that, and that would put us at 2-3 at that point.
That was our best case.
But now we're going to stare down the barrel of 0-4 to start
and go 1-5.
We're hoping to win the 1. But do you think we'll beat the Chiefs?
They haven't looked good, man.
Okay, I'm doing this rapid here real quick. Do you think we're going to beat the Chiefs? Yes or no?
Good season? No. I thought we would be 1-5. I thought at best 2-3. Now listen, this is what I'm doing to you. Best at 2-3. 1-5 is where we're at. That's where we're going. We're going to go 0-4.
Okay, so you're already saying, okay, we'll beat the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So, do we beat the Eagles?
We already went through this. 0-4 to start season 1-5.
I'm saying as of right now, that's the start. We talked about that a while ago. Do you think we beat the Eagles right now?
No.
Do you think we beat the Broncos right now?
Actually, it might be a game like today.
Okay.
I think we have a chance.
So let's hypothetically say we win that one for a minute. Okay. We're staring to the barrel of 2-6. Okay. And that's an optimistic view. That's an optimistic
view. Optimistic at the beginning of the season was 2-6. So you're not proving anything different to me.
Because we had planned to win some of those, win 1 or 2 of those games, and that make it like where now we go to the Niners.
3-3.
But do we go to the Niners? We go to the Bears. We have wins there at that point there, and all of a sudden we got, a chance to start breaking towards that 500 mark. There's no way in hell doing that now.
That's what everyone said about the Broncos last year, and they started off 1-5. And didn't they go to the playoffs? So, like, let's stop overreacting a little bit. Like, it can be done. Not
me,
saying
it's
it's
so
optimal, but like,
this team's
it's
playing. We find ways to lose. And this is what we've done for years now. I'm tired of it. Like, we are playing like the Browns and the Jets, point blank, the last couple of years. We are finding ways to lose. And it's like, let's find a brand new ways to lose every single goddamn week. Because at least we're spicing it up a little bit. At least we can't win some, lose some. We'll just find new ways to lose things.
sadly.
Last week we can't put up points. This week we can't stop them from scoring points.
I mean,
Like,
we couldn't stop scoring last year either. I'm sorry, last game either.
last game, at least they didn't put up as many points, though. I'm saying, like, 21 points is not horrible.
Yeah, but that was more on the Commanders than on the Giants.
I know, and this loss is more on us than it is on the Cowboys, to be very frank about it. You know, I'll throw this one at you. We wouldn't have had to go to goddamn overtime if they able to put the goddamn field goal team in. Had to get fancy. Take the goddamn points. You get a chance to make the points. In a close game, take the goddamn points. That's what my issue is. And that's, again, I'm so fed up with this entire coaching staff. It's not even funny. They should have cleaned house last offseason. They had the chance to. You could have started a brand new quarterback, brand new coaching staff, brand new everything. And instead, you bring back somebody who's looked like crap the last couple of years. Like, let's be honest. If he was a player, and you had a great year back in 22, and I'm not taking that away, great year in 22, but you suck in 23 and you suck in 24, you'd be cut by the team.
Depends on your contract. He's was pretty much taken first round, so you probably keep him around like you did, because let's talk about, he was the best coach and we could have gotten at that time. So if you want to keep it real like that, like, you have to. You were very optimistic about it. So, like, yes, if that's someone you just picked up with the waiver wires, but you just drafted him, so he's on that 4-year contract, 5-year contract, because you most likely put a quote to him first round, because that's
the contract is the issue, point blank. So I think Marioni kept him around because he didn't want to pay another coach not do coaching. I really think that. And that's part of what pisses me off in this whole scenario. Because, you know what? Again, when he sits there in this end of the season, we want continuity. We need continuity. We continuously suck. Why do you want that continuity? Like, why would you want that?
Well, all right. That's taking his words out of context. That's a little unfair.
It's what continuity? Like, when you say continuity.
Well, all right. How long do we have Judge? How long do we have McAdoo? How long do we have? Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
We had 3 coaches in the past 5 years, 4 coaches in the past 5 years. Like, continuity stands for, like, when you got to change a team and change the status and change the culture, like, it takes more than 2 years. That's the continuity he's talking about. So I get what you're saying, because Dable would probably be fired. And, like, listen, I'm playing devil's advocate 100% on everything you're saying, but like, let's bring it down. Like I get we're upset. I get Giants fans, we're upset. Like, but at the same time, like, he goes out right. Look at week 1, right? Turn around and, like, if we play half the next, let's play half the season the way we did in the middle of how we played the past 2 games, Giant fans would be ecstatic. They'll be happy to see what they saw on the field, and then come down in the latter half of the year where it's an easier schedule and we win more games. Like, listen, Giant fans would be a lot more, like, happy with where we're at. Like, I'm trying to keep it real too. Like, listen, you're sitting there, like, burning the ship, but at the same time, like, you already burned the ship. But at the same time, like, week one, we knew we had a tough matchup, right? They went to the NFC Championship. Like, yes, we've had their number for the past 10 years, but no, it changed. Oh, great. The best rookie quarterback to come out of the draft in how long? What else changed? Oh, a brand new ownership and coaching staff. Oh, geez, a better offensive line, better defense. Oh my God, how do we not have their number when we lost to them twice last year? So, like, I don't want to hear, like, last week, yeah, we looked bad, but we looked bad to a really good team. Now we come out looking pretty good against a pretty good team that's had our number for the past 13 games. Actually, 13 games. Dak Prescott, 13 games in a row. now 14 has had our number. So like we're sitting there literally in OT as the buzzer's hinted where we're about to have a tie. And he didn't have our number. Like, all right, like it's not what I wanted, but like that's a change of culture.
I would accept that in year one. I would accept that in year one. I will not accept that point blank in year 4. Because you've had 3 years to change this culture. And you know what? I also would have accepted.
What would you have done different, Drew?
Hold on, hear me. I would have accepted the Commanders' loss if we lost in a blowout. Because you know what? If you look at this Commanders team, they're known for their offense, not for their defense. We lost point blank because we couldn't put goddamn points up on the board. That's what it is. We could not put points up on the board, and we failed in the red zone every single attempt. And let me start on that goddamn trick play. Let's put Marcus Bowe out there and try to do a trick play to Marcus Bowe the very first time we get in the end zone in the entire goddamn season. I'm so fed up with this coaching staff. It's not even funny because that alone, I'm telling you right now, that play lost me for the whole year. That one play lost me for the entire goddamn year because that says you haven't learned shit last year and you're still doing stupid ass plays point that make no sense whatsoever.
We get 9 wins. I'll remember this. I actually just recorded. It's cool.
Huh?
We're not going to go 9 wins, but I'm just joking. It's like, if we get 9 wins, I'm going to remember this conversation.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, we're not anywhere near there. At this point, lucky enough to get 3 wins. Like, I just don't see it. And, you know, Deb brought the point as well here. I mean, look how they played against the Packers last week. Now, granted, the Packers are probably
the best team in the NFC, maybe the best team in the NFL. Yeah. So let's not.
But again, I'm not going to accept moral victories in year 4. Moral victories. Well, we came close.
We should have won the game. 100%. I'm saying we should have won the game. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, we almost won banner.
But once again, what I'm saying is we walked into this game knowing we're going to lose. Now to be upset that we lost in overtime is a little bit crazy to me.
You know why? Here's my only reason I'm pissed we lost in overtime. And if
we should have won.
No, hold on. If this had been a good, clean game, I'd be all for it. I'd be like, you know what? We lost to a team that we've had trouble beating in a lot of years, and we came really close. There was improvement of the offense, and I'd be talking about the positivity of this. My issue is how goddamn sloppy we played. My issue is goddamn how we couldn't even score in the end zone yet again. We kept on getting long bombs, but we get in the red zone, and all of a sudden, it's an issue. How do we do this? We don't have enough room to do anything. I'm so tired of the same issues over and over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. So you know what?
We had some pretty long bombs to the end zone, which is something very different than what Giants fans are used to. So
where's the red zone ones? We got in the red zone. What happened?
How many times were we in the red zone?
4 times by my count. And 0-4.
How many times prior to the red zone? How many times prior facing the Cowboys? Who's have a number? Have been there and have done it? Like, yes, I hear what you're saying, but no, it's different. What's different is we're throwing the ball deep, which is something we haven't done. How many times can you say in the past 5 years that we had a 40-yard touchdown pass, a 29-yard touchdown pass? Like, I get, like, you have every right to be upset. I have every right to be upset, but like, at the same time, like, they're playing different. So to say, like, it's insanity that we're playing the same, we haven't played this football in a long time, and with new players and coming together, like, it's going to take a little bit to work together. Like, look, you brought up I brought up the Broncos just earlier. You're saying, like, if you're 1-5, Broncos were 1-5, went to the playoffs last year, right? So to sit there and say, like, that this move and different changes can't accumulate to something that's going to be positive at the end is absurd.
But what you said, new players? What new players on offense? We have a new
the quarterback.
That's it, though.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure your verbatim words, the most important player on the field.
Correct, 100%. But what I'm saying,
a new quarterback changes the game.
Forming. This is a team that's been together for 4 years, and we're just putting a new quarterback.
No, but everything changes when the quarterback moves.
I don't think it changes as much at that point. Now you're mentioning the deep throws, 100%. That's a difference. But the only difference is we're actually making them now. We tried them last year like crazy and kept on,
just like crazy. I'm pretty sure the many deep throws I saw today is what we saw all last year.
Go back to week 2 against the Browns.
The less difference the Browns, but yes, you're right.
Go back to the Browns game. I'm telling you, there was drops.
The one game out of 17. Gotcha. I'll go back to
trying to get to him, and they couldn't quite even get him. They were he's throwing like 4 or 5 yards down past where the receiver was. So yes, we have improved throwing the deep ball, which is what we all expected coming into the season with Russell Wilson. Point blank. But we haven't improved in playing a clean game.
No, that was terrible. We played a terrible
coach. That's on the coach, point blank. Sloppy play is on the coach. That's a lack of concentration on the team. So that's what I'm saying. The not scoring when you have the opportunity to, that's on the coach. When you have a guy who's an offensive guru trying these stupid trick plays and all, that's on the coach because he did them all last year.
You're not wrong, but the holding calls are also not on the coach. The pass interference calls are not on the coach.
But yes, they are, because in the end, he is the one who sets the tone. He's the one who's supposed to have control over everything. He's the CEO coach now. Flat out. He's saying, Kafka, you take over the offense. Bowen, you take over the defense. What's he doing? He's that CEO-style coach now, and he's got his hands in all of it, which is fine. He's supposed to be. But when things fail and this team looks sloppy and unprepared and plays like a JV team with all these goddamn penalties, that's on the coach. And I'm tired of making excuses to this guy. I'm tired of hoping that he's going to be a good head coach. He had one good year back in 22, and we got every goddamn scenario basically possible that could have gone right for us. Let's be honest about that, because it's the truth. I can't think of one scenario in a close game going back to 22. And I know you won't have this off the top of your head, so I'm not expecting you to pull a rabbit out of your hat here and all of a sudden know one off the top of your head. I can't think of one scenario going back to that 22 season that was like a 50-50 option and didn't go to the Giants. Whether it was stopping the Jaguars at the 1-yard line to win that game, whether it was a 2-point conversion against the Titans, all these close games we won where every single thing went right for the Giants. And that's the only year the Giants have won with Brian Daboll. If you need every single thing to go right to win a football game, then I'm sorry, you're just not a good coach. And the players have changed over the years. The coach has stayed.
I mean, and your argument too, it's not that much has there been a change. Like Wandell was there.
His whole roster's been changed up since he got here.
The best players on this team. Name them.
Okay, I know where you're already going, because Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence obviously are both guys from the pre-Shane and Daboll era. But if you go past that, the best players on this team at that point are Malik Nabers. You can say Bobby Okereke. You can say Brian Burns. You can say Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau. All guys that are here point blank in the Shane Daboll era.
So is Okereke's injury due to coaching?
He's healthy right now,
and has the most tackles in the NFL actively. So is that coaching? So is that coaching's problem right now? Because
we're focusing on one player now. I'm saying the team.
Oh no, I'm just saying as a team, right? So obviously his bad play. He says his bad play. Penalty calls are also we're losing as a team. But listen, you're pulling out single players.
Exactly. What I was just making the point of is that you got a whole new team here in the 4 years now. This is no longer Gettleman's team. You have a couple of pieces that have stuck around because they're exceptional. Point blank. They're not hurting you. So this is now Shane and Daboll's team. And they're losing still. You can't blame it on past regimes when you've been here 4 years now.
I'm not trying to blame the past regimes. I'm just trying
No,
to
no,
poke holes in what you're saying. I just want to be very clear. Like I'm on board with you, but I'm trying to poke holes in what you're saying here.
I know you are. You're trying to poke the bears, what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm so just fed up with it. And I was fed up at the end of the year. I wanted Shane and Dable both gone. And continuity. We need the continuity. We need to continue to lose, apparently. Listen, John Mara can give all the medium cokes he wants. The fan base is already pissed. They're already done. I'm telling you right now, they're already done. Unless you pull off some miracle wins against some teams coming up that you don't expect to beat.
Monday Night Football, here we go. Or Sunday Night Football, here we go.
Like this is what we're going to have. And here's the worst part. Let's say hypothetically, John Mara decides I'm right. Good job if you do, John. But let's say hypothetically, John decides I'm right, and he goes, you know what? Gotta get rid of Dable. We wanted to give him a shot. It's the wrong decision based on how they're playing right now. And I don't expect you to make that week 2. And be very clear on that. He's going to wait a couple weeks down the road before he makes that decision, because it's way too quick to make that move right now with what's out there. But that's the problem. What I'm getting to, what's out there. Here's your options you're going to have mid-season. Okay, you're going to put Mike Kafka as the head coach. Are you going to put Shane Bowen as the head coach? Like, where's your head coach coming from now for the rest of that season? Unless you bring in someone from the outside, which the only big name out there, obviously, is John Gruden.
Do we bring him in? There's some suspect. Yeah. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Do we want to bring that guy in here?
Like what we mentioned before, I mean, there was the emails, and listen, I never saw the full-on emails. I don't know exactly what he said per se, but the issue is the Giants.
There was a lot of racial and sexist slurs. I know the emails. I saw some
specifically, so I can't comment on the specific. Yeah. All I can tell you is I don't think the Giants want any part of a head coach that has issues with saying and doing things like that in a very public way when they're in the middle of a lawsuit with Brian Flores over not hiring him supposedly because he was black. I'm going to say supposedly, again, I don't know the details. There's always been the rumors in the Giants and their issues as far as color. I'll put it that way. Whether it be the quarterback issue, this is the first time the guy has been not white and a starting quarterback for the Giants now for back-to-back games in the team's history. Because technically Geno Smith was one game.
Tyler Taylor.
Well, you're right. I forgot about Tyrod Taylor. See, I'm so pissed off. I forgot about Tyrod Taylor.
But best backup we had for a very long time.
Did he ever start back-to-back? I don't even know.
He was. There was an injury concussion protocol. He got concussed.
Yeah.
He does accept in, but he only came in where Danny Dimes was out, and then I think he started one game after him. So yes, he played 2 games consecutively, but he wasn't a starter.
He was a starter 2 consecutive. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just trying to remember him back in my head now because I hadn't thought of that part of it there. But like I said, I'm just saying, that's where we're going to. And we talked about the pregame, but I'll reiterate because I feel so bad for this kid right now. Jaxson Dart has to come in basically and become a savior. Like that's the only option that's going to be good here at this team because that's where we're at. And it's ridiculous to put that on a rookie quarterback. Absolutely ridiculous to put that on a rookie quarterback. And you go into a situation now where, let's say hypothetically, the Giants continue to fail miserably. New head coach may not like Jaxson Dart. Your options are basically to go with the best coach you can that likes Jaxson Dart, or to throw Jaxson Dart to the heap basically after one season.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's just where it's at, guys. And that's the barrel we're staring down right now. It's really sad and depressing when you put it that way, isn't it? But it's truth. That's where we're at. So, all right, let's get to some of you guys' comments here on this. So we can kind of grieve this season together. Deb says, I have no words. Heartbreaker. Anthony says, I could be sick. Jay says, Mamma Mia. I don't think he's talking about the ABBA song. Let's see. And it's a great offensive showing. I thought we were going to be slaughtered in this game. Russ just had a bad mistake. I mean, yeah, he got that one bad mistake, but again, that I can't throw that game on him for that one mistake.
No,
I can't. Especially because, let's be honest, guys, when you throw deep bombs, you're going to do that occasionally. You win, you lose. The whole you win by the sword, die by the sword. That's basically what happened. So, Deb says, AC can't put this all on Russ's interception. Where we would have been without the Hudson penalties. Yes, the Hudson penalties list cost us 4 points. Lost 3 points on the stupidity of not going for a field goal. That's 7 points right there. We would have been up. We never would have had to go to overtime. We would have won. We should have won. That's why I'm pissed. Anthony says, I mean, not all. It's just we have these BS penalties by Hudson. The first drive would have won before OT. Exactly. Chewy says, that hurt. Also, Chewy says, good. Wish I could do it. Chase says, if. Dorothy says, lose or lose. Damn straight to do. Deb says, Bo did better than Hudson. Yes, he did. And Bo should have been the guy to get the nod at the very beginning, not Hudson. Like I said, I still don't even understand why we signed him. That's part of why I say Shane too as well. Like that move made absolutely no sense. Cleveland was so happy to get rid of this guy. It's not even funny. We gave him 2 years, $12 million. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Anthony says, I was thoroughly impressed with Bo, Deb. Deb says, Thomas in a wheelchair would have been better. Yep. Anthony says, I'm okay with Bo rocking it out. Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with it. I just prefer Thomas healthy in the game. But if we got to throw one of these guys in to be, in Thomas's spot at left tackle, then either move a little bit to the left and put Bo at right or leave Bo at left. Either one I'm okay with. Bo is the better option than Hudson by far. And you saw it today. Hudson is a guy that was brought here for his fiery passion, as they said it. You saw that fiery passion on the sideline. Sometimes it's not fiery passion. Sometimes just angry stupidity. That's what you got today. Mistake after mistake, and him blaming everybody else basically for that. It's just insanity. Dorothy says, if Bo can play like that either tackle slot, we won't need Thomas anytime soon. I won't go that far. Because what I'd like to see happen, actually, if I don't want to go too far ahead on this scenario, but we're going to do it anyway. What the hell? If Bo plays well next week, assuming he has to play and Thomas can't play. If Bo can't play. Sorry. If Thomas can't play and Bo plays well, we have the option of putting Bo at right tackle and moving Illuminor into right guard, and moving Greg Van Roten into center and getting rid of JMS, who played like crap again today too. You can improve the offensive line. That Bo is better than some of the guys on there. Point blank. Absolutely better than some of the guys on there. So, also got a super chat here from Ronnie there, 499. Appreciate it. It says, really needed to go. You can't have that kind of defense and not come up with the stop. You could say that about a lot of drives. Like I said, the Cowboys scored at will here today. Absolutely scored at will. And I've had Bowen's back, because last year I thought he got a bad rap. It was hard to judge him with all the injuries that the Giants had. I mean, the defense wasn't too bad. Then injury. It was all backups. That's not the scenario today, guys. That wasn't the scenario yesterday when the Commanders were running all over us. And I wanted to give him a chance with a healthy defense first before I condemn the man. That's fair, I think. I really do think
it is.
Like, you brought him in here, he had 1 year, and the team was injured. The entire defense was injured.
And bend don't break seemed pretty good, but it doesn't seem good.
This is bend but do break. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Bend but do break don't work. The only thing the only thing that comes to mind, and maybe it's me jumping, is because maybe there's still the inkling of me that still wants to be positive. But and I want to compare these two teams. Let me be very clear that we are not winning a Super Bowl. But remember the first two games of the 2007 season when we brought Spags in, and the defense played horribly the first 2 weeks and then got it all rolling. I'm hoping that's the scenario we're looking at. I doubt it.
Well, listen, they said it at the beginning of the game. The last time that it's important for both teams to win this game because last time one of these teams started 0-2 was 0-7 for the Giants won the Super Bowl, and last time that happened for that they did anything was was it 92? Was when the Cowboys went. So listen, you were talking almost 20 years ago and almost 35.
Yeah. It's
25, 35, whatever.
Anthony says, obviously, in terms of not rushing AT back, and he talked about what he said comment earlier about Bo. He's okay with him rocking it out. Deb says, then you could see Dable saying bench him, and he came back in. Yeah, like I said, Dable's lost control of this team, and I don't think he's lost control of the team in the way that like the team lost respect for him. I don't think that's gone. I really don't. I think Dable's actually probably. I got the vibe he's a nice guy, but I feel like what's going on is that he can't control the team. Does that make sense? Like, it's not they've lost respect for him. He doesn't demand the control that he needs to have as that CEO type head coach.
He might be a CEO head coach. He might be the guy that's Bowen, you tell me what's reporting here. This is what's got to be done. And Bowen might not be able to get the job done like Dable used to get the job done, or he might turn around to Kafka like this is what's got to get done. And like you could tell your directors, as a like CEO, like you tell your directors how you're supposed to perform. You do it or you're gone. And if your directors aren't doing it, that's the people that are in trouble and not the players.
Well, I mean, they both should be in trouble. If and I don't know what would happen this whole scenario yet because we're going to wait for the actual story to come out if it even does because the Giants will probably keep it under wraps to be honest, and the Giants media is so goddamn weak for the most part they won't find out crap. I'm so negative today.
You are.
But it's like
extra negative, Nancy.
But I look at like if Kafka did what he wanted and didn't listen to Dable, or if Hudson did that. Either one of them should be gone. Point blank right then and there.
So right. And that's not what I'm saying. It's so much like sometimes you go to it's sometimes like, obviously as CEO, you're the one that's going to eat it all. But sometimes you go to your director and your director's not getting it done. And now you look back because your director's not getting it done. It could be something like that. I just say Bo because he's the one that's getting picked on the most.
And while we're on the subject of what to do with this team, I'm so much more on the idea as and again, I'm just trying to think of spitball names that are out there. We've talked about it before of having a CEO type for the whole entire football organization, like a guy to come in, handpick the head coach, handpick the new GM, and just fix the whole entire thing from top to bottom, and have the say on who gets to go and stay in the scouting department and all these departments that have kept people in there because people don't realize. We may have fired the GM, may have fired the head coaches in the past. We've kept everybody in that front office together forever. This is why the Giants like hiring within the organization because they're okay with keeping everybody that sucks at their job. People that have been scouting for years, but those people that have been doing front office things for years and just suck. Point blank suck. Like it's time to go. Eventually, you got to realize you've changed these positions. That's not the problem. Tom Coughlin, I wonder if he would come in and do that. I would trust Tom Coughlin to do that. I don't know if he'd want to at his age. And I mean that with respect because he's at the retired age. Like, I know he's still
72.
Does some things. He's 79 years old.
Way off.
Like, do you want that stress in your life at that point?
It's also love for the game.
And though, would Tom Coughlin hold a grudge for what happened and how he was forced to quit, basically? Wouldn't even shake John Mayer's hand when he left the podium that day. We all remember that one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, and he could easily do it in a way to not like ruin any kind of relationship he has with the Giants and just say point blank, I'm sorry, I'm retired. I don't mind coming in to help with certain things, and I'm here to help when you want, but I don't want that. But maybe in his head, if somebody else asked him, like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to spitball people that are out there that I would let take that kind of role on. You know what I mean? And that's a guy because of the ties to the franchise and the Maras love that. You know that would be a guy I would think. Anthony says, I think after Hudson's blow up on the sideline towards Dave's, plus that will get him absolutely cut. It should. Dorothy says Eli was caught selling fake memorabilia. None of these guys are heroes. He was caught fake memorabilia.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I thought, now that she says that, I'm remembering something, but I don't remember the whole scenario. But let's see. 2018, Eli reached a confidential settlement. A lawsuit accused him and the team of running long scheme to sell fraudulent game used memorabilia. So, yeah, apparently, yeah, that's. Again, I have to look more into that to know what happened. But they still said it at least. That is a big difference between some of that and, some of the things we talked about, like hitting a guy and, in the case we talked about Josh Brown with him being accused of domestic abuse or whatever the case was. I can't remember the exact scenario with Brown when he got cut. There's still a difference there. But again,
yeah,
no one is perfect and no one is and we always say never meet your heroes. There's a reason they say it. Anthony says Robinson is shaping up into a true threat. Damn straight. Wan'Dale's finally getting it done. This is what we've been telling you guys.
True, I was about to say.
Rob and I have been on the same page in that one for years. Give him a real quarterback.
Boom.
Yeah.
Beating the drum like the Energizer Bunny. Boom.
Yep. And Anthony says, balling so hard we lost Rob. We lost you there for a little while. Dev says Rob is balling, not confused with balling. You were crying. Anthony says Bowen has to go. And Dev says, why was Tracy returning? That's a good question as well. Especially with all the people they have that can return on this team. We've got 3 wide receivers that aren't even wide receivers, just returners. So I don't know. Anthony says, unpopular opinion. I don't think the Chiefs are good this year. I would say that's like.
It's like I won't say that's an unpopular opinion. That's like
the sexy unpopular opinion, if that makes sense.
Yes. Because listen, I mean, Drew was yelling at me about Harbaugh 2 years ago when I was talking about him a year ago. But
Harbaugh.
He's a great coach. I'm not gonna say it.
Harbaugh.
It's Harbaugh, man.
For the record, either Harbaugh.
Listen, they listen. They make good teams. Do they make the best teams always win Super Bowls? No, but they make good teams.
Yeah,
great teams. You could argue.
Yeah. So,
but the Chiefs, they just listen. Their best offensive, the number one wide receiver in Worthy went 3 and out last week and has a shoulder injury, who's not playing.
Yep. The issue with Rice, and you got Kelsey, who's just up there. By the way, did you see what the hell Kelsey was wearing today when he came to the stadium? I hate to be like the fashion police on in the NFL here, but so he literally showed up to the facilities today in a full-on suit with shorts. Like I'm like, is he like trying out for AC/DC or something? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it looked absolutely freaking ridiculous.
I'm not mad. That's good for him.
No,
I'm a short guy myself.
I can't get behind players that dress atrocious. I'm sorry, I can't. I have to not watch the Giants all the time too, because some of the stuff they wear is like, what the hell is that pajamas? Like, what do you do? Like Louis Vuitton pajamas, but still, it's like. Deb said, I was against letting Barkley go and still think it was a big mistake. I don't know if I consider it a mistake, because I still think he was a missing piece on a team that needed him. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't win with him. We're not winning without him. I don't think it made that big of a difference.
Yes. Listen, he is a playmaker. He definitely 100%. Felt he would make a difference on any team. The problem is the difference of winning 3 games or winning 9 games, or is it 3 games to 6 games, or is it winning, 9 games, 12 games, or whatever it was that the Eagles did different and win the Super Bowl? Like, he's the missing piece, like you said, Drew, to a good team. Yeah. And Giants have not been a good team pretty much since we had him. Yeah, did he help us? Did he help us get into the playoffs in 2022? 100%.
Yep. But let's be honest, we're winning a Super Bowl with that team.
No.
Like, my goal is not to get us to the Super Bowl. My goal is for us to win a Super Bowl. That's what I feel like. Like, we're Giants fans. We're not Browns fans. But what it boils down to is we weren't winning with him. Like, what happened? We suck now. We sucked then. What changed? but I wish I could have blocked it from going to the Eagles, but I don't blame him for doing it either. So, we're not the anti-Saquon podcast. That's for damn sure. And there's plenty of them out there that won't even say his name, like he's like, like he who should not be named here, basically. But, he ain't no Voldemort. Like, this is a guy who didn't get offered a contract and he went to the place he wanted to go.
Listen, I'm just happy I don't have to do that much work in Philadelphia anymore, where I don't have to hear his name when this and that. Yes, like that is nice. I could talk sports again in New York. That's fantastic.
Yep. Anthony says, how many of those penalties were against an uncoachable player, though, Drew? I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. But if he's uncoachable, why is he in the game? And that's just me being honest. Like, why is he in the game? Why is he on the team if he's uncoachable?
Because sometimes you have uncoachable players that are very talented that you can put in the game. And listen, if they play close to what you need to 85% of the time, which is better than 100% of selling the next player up, you put them in 100% of the time.
I get that, but if you're bringing in multiple people who are uncoachable, this is a talent evaluation issue, which is back to Shane. So, doesn't get them out of it, in my eyes. Dorothy says Coughlin would never allow guys in the team to take those penalties. Old school Coughlin, yes, but towards the end,
yeah.
And that's why I don't blame the Giants for the move they made with Coughlin. By the way, I blame them in how they did it, but I don't blame them in what they did. I mean, OBJ was like running that team basically. It was horrendous. Deb says 100% Drew. Dorothy says the Giants are that round of golf where you finally put it all together, and then you 3-putt every green. Yeah. Like Happy Gilmore before he learned to putt.
That's
we're going. Go when you're home. Why won't you just go when you're home? Like,
listen, Dorothy, that was my first par. It was a par 5. Took 2 to get up on the green. Took 3 to get in.
Oh, yeah. I haven't played golf in forever. Anthony also with the Super Chef 99 there. Appreciate it, man. It says, I think Hudson was in the game because they didn't realize that Bo was that ready yet. Honestly, man, I think they put Hudson in the game because they were trying to validate the huge contract they gave him. It's a lot of money they gave him. 2 years, $12 million. I think it was like 11.8 or 11.7, but we'll just round up to 12. Like you, and by the way, a lot of that's in year 2, by the way. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think it was. What do you think? Am I crazy, Rob? Or
no, you're not crazy. It's they definitely like Hudson was definitely there to be like a stepping stone to make sure everyone was good. But like it's
we didn't even know what Bo was going to be. He's going to be a tackle, a guard. Like they didn't even know when they drafted him to be. They just knew they liked him as a player.
Yeah, and they're pretty much taking that millions of dollars and just insert it right into your mouth. Bloop.
Yep, right down the toilet. That's where it goes.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and pay the bills real quick. Then we'll be back with the rest of your guys' comments and thoughts there. So keep them coming there, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All right, we lost Rob even this. That's how upset Rob is again. There he is. I see him. There he is. And real quick, before we get the next comment, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like. Seriously, it does help out the show a lot. I got over 100 of y'all watching the show right now as we're active live here right now on various platforms here. So if you can do that, appreciate it very much. Anthony says, Dorothy, I had that round last Saturday, almost threw my putter in the pond.
I broke my putter doing that.
Dorothy says, hopefully Bowen was in that pond with your putters. Anthony says, I'd love to give him a Sicilian goodbye.
Swim with the fish, see?
Danny Dimes just scored. Deb says, with all those problems at many positions, do people really think that Dart would make a difference? He would not have today. I don't know if he would or wouldn't, to be honest. There's one play, and I wish I'd written down a note and I'll probably keep a better eye on it later on. There was one play that Russell Wilson was towards the red zone area. He wasn't quite in it yet. He was close to the red zone, and he drove up the middle at that point. It was a design run play, basically, and he ran like I swear he ran like Jared Lorenz, basically, instead of being Russell Wilson. And I don't know what's happened to this guy's speed. He used to be so much more mobile than he is now. It's insanity.
He's old.
I get it, but it's not like he's 45 here. But I feel like Jaxson Dart could have, in that particular play, maybe gotten in the end zone. But I can't sit there and say that Jaxson Dart would have made the bombs that Russell Wilson played. So I don't want to I'm not trying to put the game on Russell Wilson when I say that. But there is something about his mobility, his youth, his liveliness there that, got the team pumped during the preseason that may have made a difference. I don't know. I don't, and that's the problem. I really don't know. So we'll have to see. As time goes on, we will find out. That's for sure at one point this year. As Deb says, is Dart going to fix the penalties? Is he going to fix the defense? Yeah, and that's no. And that's you're 100% right there. He can't. He's not on defense. He can't. The coach has got to fix this stuff. Micah says, great to catch a live stream with you guys. Appreciate you for chiming in there. Let's see. Anthony says, we're going to go to Anthony and Spaz. We're having a little bit of a spaz out there. Not to use his own name there, but we're not going to get into that part. You two fight amongst yourselves here.
Keep it amongst yourselves. Off the clip to you.
Micah says, Tracy only had 5 carries. Yes, that's an issue. Again, the run game was not there.
He did good when he was running the ball. It was 5.
Well, no, he didn't do good when he ran the ball. That's the problem. Tyrone Tracy did not do that good with running the ball. I mean, it's just the whole running game wasn't good. Let me I'll pull it up here for you again.
5 carries, 15 yards, and he also has 4 or 5 receptions with 36 yards. So combined,
a run. So he did 5 for 15. I wouldn't say it's a great one.
Well, you figure total yards. Why is it so bad?
Well, we're talking about running specifically, though. Anthony says the bend but don't break defense is turning into a bend and break. Yep, it is. As Deb says, Drew is keeping it real. Always try to. Kenneth Perkins says, the coaching is the problem. Micah says, Kayvon is showing up. Haven't seen Abdul much.
There's definitely a snap count on Abdul. So
but he's definitely there. Like if you rewatch his snaps, he's there. I'm telling you right now, like 100%. Like it's just it's there. Like you watch the tape even, and there are times that Abdul Carter is getting pressure, and that's causing somebody else to get the sack too. I think Kayvon's sack, it might have been the one I saw today that was that way. Again, it's hard to do this right afterwards and know that stuff off the top of your head. But if I remember correctly, that's what it was. Abdul Carter got pressure, and they were both going towards the left side, and then all of a sudden there was like a move to basically go ahead and swipe onto the inside from Kayvon's, and he got in there. But Carter helped him get that one. May not show up on the stats, and not everything Carter does is going to show up on the stats. That's life in football in general.
Well, the pressure should definitely help. Like that's a stat. Yeah,
that is the stat. Let's see. Spaz says Mara got a clean house, and it starts with him. Yeah, well, Mara's not going to get rid of himself, unfortunately.
Too much money to lose.
As Micah says, Mara had to clean house. Yep. He says the trick plays and subbing Dart out when Russ is hot is blowing my mind. I'm actually okay with the subbing Dart out thing. So they put Dart in for I think 3 plays in total. All 3 of them were obvious run plays, and it just got him some live snaps at that point in an NFL game. I'm okay with it 100%. By the way, 2 of the 3 we got a first down on, including the massive run by Scattaboo. And then, the other one was another thing. Another one by Scotty, I want to say, for a first down. And then one of them was a run that was a keeper that Dart had that basically just slipped and tripped and kind of pulled a DJ there. So, it is what it is. I mean, you got to get this kid some time on the field. That's what this season's really about, Let's see. Spaz says, I've always said every coordinator's ain't built for head coaching. I don't even know if Dable's built to be a coordinator, to be very frank with you guys. Look at his resume besides Buffalo. Deb says maybe if they get a head coach who has actually done the job before, it would make a difference. I'm telling you right now, I would want a head coach that not only has done it before, but a head coach that had a lot of success before. Like, I'm tired of these retreads and coordinators. I want an experienced person, and there's not a lot of those. Let me be very clear on that. Everybody wants that. Like, no one goes, I love someone with no experience and no skills whatsoever. Like let's be honest, what I'm asking for is what everybody wants. But something's got to give. Something's got to give. Anthony says, I'm with Rob. Well, no, you're not. I'm with Rob here live.
Strictly and by myself, Drew, you're way further away, probably in AC.
I know. I'm definitely an AC, yes. As Mike says, 100%, 100%. Nepotism, we looked good today. Well, we look good at times in different places, but not the whole game, obviously. Spazza says, how is you drafting players and not playing them? That's because they suck. This is wasting Hyatt potential. Hyatt has no potential. We've said this from the get. Rob and I were not good. And again, I know, yes, part of what Anthony and him are going back on. We're not a fan of Mike. We're not a fan of Hyatt there, and we really haven't been from the get-go. He's a one-trick pony. His speed is all he has. So,
I mean, we did think we potentially had luck getting him in the third round because he was rated between the first and second round. So, like, being where we were like, all right, that's kind of cool. He dropped there, but like, once again, he was a one-trick pony. And if that trick works, it's fantastic. But that trick's not working.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even upset at the pick, point blank.
No.
Just it's time to move on from that pick. That's all.
Exactly. I just wanted to be very clear on that too. Like, I was hopeful about that guy, but obviously he's not out there showing himself worthy.
Speaking of first round picks not working out, Micah says Banks always on the sidelines. No, he should be though. Like, point blank, he did not look good in covers today. He did not look good. Let's see here. Deb says Rob is calling Washington a really good team. They look like against the Packers. Deb's calling you out.
Yeah, but Deb, like that's very unfair because Washington looks like the team.
Well, Anthony said that right afterward. Deb, the Packers might be the best team in the NFC. Yeah. As Micah says, not at all in year 4. Talking about we can't be rebuilding in year 4. Let's see. Let's get out of their spatting here. After Deb says, hi, it's garbage. Oh, let's more people go. Anthony says, "Oh, there we go. We're still got more. Where you guys go back and forth here? We're gonna go back out of this here. Let's see here. Spaz says, I never wanted them to be hired. Yeah, and a lot of people did. A lot of people did.
I say, like, Dable and Shane were very
well
out. Yeah, they were very sought out. Like, so to say, like, even if like you didn't want them to be like hired, like for them to be drafted, like
that they weren't high on them. They're talking about Dable and Shane by the way, when that was coming out. So, but like I said, it's there. I mean, Frank says I really think it's on Bowen. Again, everybody hates Bowen. There's so many issues, and it's the whole coaching staff. It's not Bowen. It's the entire coaching staff. Point blank. It's just done.
Was it Bowen the problem last week? Oh wait, it was
Bowen. No, you can sit there and say how many.
It was. But I'm just saying, Bowen wasn't the issue. No one's going for Bowen last week. It was just the offense was evident. Like there's everyone get rid of him. No one said Kafka, who's original part of this regime as well.
Oh, I feel like people think Kafka got a raw deal because of the way Dable has treated him, giving the play calling, taking the play calling, giving the play call, and taking the play calling.
I hear that. And listen, like part of when Kafka didn't get his play calling removed in 2022, it's like you see Dable on sidelines, we're winning games. Like, no one say anything then.
Yeah, like I said, I get it. I'm just
being negative on everyone here now.
There you go.
I was positive early in this podcast. Now I'm being negative.
There you go. Welcome to the party. Spazat says need to move on from AT because he's always hurt. JMS stinks. Stop drafting rookie centers. Draft need line and only spend money on free agent centers. I don't think we need to move on from Andrew Thomas. I need to see how he is when he gets back and he's healthy at that point and see what it is. JMS, I'm really like on my last ropes with. I am pretty much done with him too. I'm starting to get to that point. As far as listen, they need to stop. Here's the problem. No matter which way you spin it, the Giants suck at drafting line. They suck at picking up line. They suck at developing line. They suck at keeping the line good when people come over here that were good. Like, there's not a single thing we've done right in the offensive line, basically, except, ironically enough, drafting Andrew Thomas. So, I don't know. I'm going to tell you. I'm at a loss. Yeah. Ty says, sorry to say, but season is already over. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. Let's see. Spaz says, I think it's more of defensive schemes. I don't know what they'd be running. I don't think anyone does. Charles Barkley, not the Charles Barkley I have to imagine. It says, I'm condemning Shane Bowen. He's officially condemned.
Junior,
yes.
Right? Charles Barkley Jr.
Well, that's a picture of a young Charles Barkley looks like in there. It's so small on the screen. It's hard
That's
to see.
terrible. Terrible.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Spazza says, it's the organization thing because almost every player who another team plays good. Yep. Deb says, that's a good point, Spazza. It is. Like I said, if Hayek is another team that knows what they're doing, they can unlock him as a player he could be. Spazza says, no. I'm sorry. He's not good. I just don't think he's good. I mean, it's ironic. We had John Ross a couple of years ago. That's what he reminds me of. He's a one-trick pony that's speed. That's it. So, Ronnie says, I am sick. We really should have won this. Damn straight we should have. We really should have won this game.
Really,
and it's annoying because in this kind of team can't afford to just hand away wins of the teams. And that's what we did. Jixer says, I believe this defense is not built for Shane Bowen. It's more for Wink's defense. I don't know about that. I mean, look at what we got this offseason. We went out and got a number one corner. We got another safety. We drafted the other safety in the first year with Shane Bowen. So now you have, 3 out of the 4 people in the secondary were during the Shane Bowen era. You went ahead and got Burns last year in Shane Bowen era. Shane Bowen apparently is very big on the move, according to what you saw in Hard Knocks. You went and got Abdul Carter this year. What's not built for Shane Bowen's defense? Is it Dexter Lawrence? Is it Bobby Okereke? At what point do we say it's just Shane Bowen's defense? Like, there's something just not right here. And the other thing is to sit there and say it's the whole goddamn team. And it's not me just trying to be negative, though. I am negative, let's be honest. But at a certain point, it's just there's so much losing culture here. It's not even funny.
All right, so now I'm going to bring back the positive part. Like, obviously, Dallas has had a number 14 games in a row.
Hold on. You're going to be positive? Okay, I got to get my party lights on. Here we go.
We got to be a little positive here. Like, we got to be a little positive here. Like, at the end of the day, like,
positivity.
We should have won the game. Yes. We have a culture of losing. Yes. But when was the last time we went to overtime with Dallas? When, have we played close games? Yes.
Now you're going back to moral victories. Party's over.
No. What are you talking about? Like, you want to talk about culture. Culture doesn't change overnight. Listen, once Caesar went into Rome and it became a general, like, did Roman culture change overnight? No, it takes time. You can't be sitting there, oh my God.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there. You're watching
Not
now.
at all.
They changed. Like,
remember those days when you were in Rome? Wow.
I'm just saying, Rome wasn't built overnight. It didn't fall overnight. Like, it takes time to build culture to last. So you want to switch around? Like, you can't be sitting there after 2 weeks saying culture's dead.
I'm not going to
When it's
celebrate though. We almost won. Woo!
I'm not saying celebrate, but like you want to talk about culture changing, like the cultures of losing's there. Like you're trying to change the culture of
Woo!
winning.
You're
Listen,
not changing culture by almost winning. You change culture by winning.
listen, we got blown out and lost a lot of games. We should have won that game. You're right.
But
We lost the
don't.
game.
We don't. We lose close games. That's what we do. That's what the Giants do. We play close almost every single time, and we lose.
What did we do last week?
Last week, we were as a close game. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last post game, you said that was a blowout and it was terrible.
No.
We lost, and I was delusional for saying that we were in that game.
No,
you're right.
What I'm saying is we gave no reason to think we could win that game. But an average team being down by 8 points in the fourth quarter is not out of it. The Giants are just not an average team. They're a below average team.
And they're changing culture. All I'm saying is culture doesn't change. You don't all of a sudden lose games. Win. Like Kansas City Chiefs didn't just turn around and start winning games consistently. Like it took a little bit of culture.
Before Mahomes got there, they were already a good team. They're already a playoff team.
They were close to it.
No, they were already a playoff. They just didn't think Alex Smith can go ahead and take him to the next level.
They couldn't have. But know what? They changed the culture because they were losing games consistently.
Yes. And they changed to a winning culture. We're a losing culture. Now it's celebrating an almost win.
But they didn't do that over 2 games. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yay. We almost won. Yay. Like, no.
I'm not saying that. You're taking what I'm saying out of context. I'm just saying that winning culture doesn't happen overnight.
You're thinking of progress. And I'm saying it's progress I accept in year 1, year 2. I cannot accept that in year 4. Can't do it. If this was a brand new coach, a brand new coaching staff, I could sit there and say, okay, we're making some progress, what we usually do. I would still be pissed, but I could sit there and say that. I can't look at that as progress in year 4. That progress step should have been gone already.
And you're right. We're also in a very unusual circumstance of where we had DJ, right? DJ became our problem when we paid for DJ, but DJ is gone, and now you have a coach staff that is supposed to be, this guru offensive coach staff that has their offense, and their offense looked pretty good today. And to tell me they didn't look good today, it's kind of silly.
No, I'm gonna.
There was issues
of
the offense, but
we should have put up 50 points in this goddamn Cowboys defense. That's how bad the defense was. This was a Cowboys defense looking worse more than it was a Giants offense looking good. I'm telling you that right now as a fact.
You're telling me the Eagles did not look good last week.
No, I'm not talking about the Eagles. I'm talking about.
We're saying. So we did similar to what the Eagles did last week. So no. Let me finish.
A healthy secondary they went against. That's the difference. The Eagles went against a healthier secondary. This was a different team this week because they had no corners. The Eagles didn't face that. The Eagles faced the actual defense.
Diggs is a hit and miss. Listen.
No, it's not Diggs. Rand was out again. They had 3 other backup corners out. We were playing guys that point blank would be on the practice squad if it wasn't for all these injuries. That's not what they had last week against the Eagles. So I'm saying I won't accept this moral victory. I can't do it.
I'm saying progress happens.
Yes, progress is accepted 4 years ago. I need results now. Okay. We're past the progress stage.
All right. So
we results. Get the hell out of here.
If we make it to the playoffs, I want to see you eat a sock.
That's fine. I'll eat a sock. Be a brand new sock. I'll eat it.
Off your foot.
Said brand new. Ronnie says Ozzie Newsome. Ozzie Newsome was I think Ozzie's probably way too old now as well. Plus, he's also obviously with the Ravens still in some capacity. Actually, he's 69 years old. He's let's do it. Get Ozzie. But no, he's like I said, he's the executive vice president of player personnel is his title with the Ravens. So he's still got a spot with them. Traumatic coast is all he had to do was kick the field goal. Yep. Dable got too fancy. And if he just kicked the damn field goal, they'd have been up by 3 points and never have gone to overtime. So Ronnie says the Chiefs are not the same. You can some things run into the ground. Yeah, I mean, it's been enough years that eventually that's going to run down. They're not going to be the same team they were. It's been what 5-6 years now of them being pure dominant. Like it's gonna change. Everything's got a shelf life like that. Jay Hernandez says Tracy was returning kicks for criticizing Kafka's play calling. He was doing it last week too, but yeah, it's funny he did criticize. Bren? I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. Bowen needs to be fired. I'm sorry. No need to apologize. You're right. They all need to be. You see, Deb says it right there. It's the whole staff, not just Bowen. Damn straight. Spezza says every team but us got good to great line players. Yeah. Back to Giants almost. Deb says hit that like button. Hells yeah.
Thanks, Deb.
Thanks, Deb. Mark Gomez says quit overreacting. Talking about tanking already. Giants fans are unbearable. Don't even know how to win as fans. Play the first 8 to 9 games and try to be competitive with Russ. Who said tanking first off, Mark? No one said tanking. No one. We're not saying tanking. All we're saying is we're going to unintentionally lose. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's where I'm at. I mean, it's not that I think we need to tank. I think we're not going to be good. And that puts us in the range for a top pick. A top pick in what is a very QB-heavy draft. Which means the Giants are going to have to make a decision on whether they want to go ahead and get a haul for that pick, because that's what you would get. Or maybe a guy like Garrett Nussmeier of LSU you think is better perhaps than Jaxson Dart. Again, it's not decisions I'll be making, but this is a decision the Giants will have to make. We don't have to tank. We've proven that for years now. Spaz says tank for 2 a chance. Dev says Mark Gomez, who's talking about tanking. He says back half of the schedule is easy win 4 or 5 games in a row if you play anything close to this second half of the season. Relax. It'll be gone by then. He says 20 minutes ago. No one said tanking then, man. He says I missed the mark, but it's not all fans. He says Broncos just went 1-5 in a tougher conference.
I already brought that up earlier.
Decent already. Stop it. Russ threw for a ridiculous amount of yards. Can't expect that every week, but this is progress. He's on your side, Rob. That's fine. Like I said, we're not. You're right. I mean, Russ had a hell of a game. He did.
Yeah.
But like I said, I can't accept almost winning as progress in year 4. And that's just where I'm at. And I knew how important.
So just continue to play devil's advocate here. If we just get squashed by the Cowboys,
like a
just get squashed by it's just get squashed by Dallas, like how we have been the past 5 years. We haven't been in a close game with Dallas. Like, is that just status quo? That's not progress?
No, I'm not excited by almost winning. Maybe I'm being negative. We almost won! We almost won, guys! Ooh, almost won! I'm sorry, I can't. It just comes off fake.
I'm not saying to be happy that we almost won, but you can't sit there and say that for once. When was the last time we put up 450 yards in the air? You're not excited about that? You're not happy that we did that? Like, you're not happy? All right. So
we did it against an injury secondary.
And screw it. Bring Daniel Jones back, because that's what Drew wants. He likes shitty players being on his team and no points put it up there. He wants no air points to that. Bring back Barkley, because that's what Drew wants.
Get the broom out, get the Swiffer out, let's clean the house.
Yeah.
All new.
Like, that's part of progress.
No faith.
That was 3 games last year.
No faith. None.
I can see if they put up 120 yards, there's no faith. Like,
that was last week. Doug says in his second game, Matt Giants fans, Tracy had a big one come back on a dumb Hudson penalty. Yes, which is pretty much everybody had a big one come back on a dumb Hudson penalty. As Mark said, better than Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers had a better game last week. Russell Wilson had a better game this week, so technically they're tied. Not that I'm advocating for Russell Wilson. I'm advocating for Aaron Rodgers. I was not, we weren't like wanting Aaron Rodgers. We didn't want Russell Wilson to be honest either. We wanted to keep Jameis and just draft a quarterback, but it is what it is. Anthony says, for the record, I'm still waiting for my 3 reasons, and Carter is definitely making his mark. What 3 reasons? I don't know. Let us know the 3 reasons you're asking for. So now I feel like, did we miss a question? He says, can we talk about how Burns already 4 sacks deep in 2 games? Yeah, like I said, Burns point blank is on pace for a tear. That's for damn sure. And we'll see how the season goes. He started really slow last year and and now all of a sudden started great. So yeah, he is right now playing the best player on the entire team. Dexter Lawrence hasn't been his usual self, and I think some of that is him coming back from the injury still. But yeah, he's been balling. Burns has. Max Giants fans, Carter has been disrupted. Yep. Spazza says he barely plays, so how do we know what he can do? Should have hired Bill. Which Bill? Are we bringing? Oh, Belichick? No, God no. Look what's going on at UNC. Seriously, I'm good. I'm good with that, Bill Belichick. Yeah. Plus, Bill Belichick's been gone a year or two anyway. They get another replacement. And his replacements have been so great everywhere. Christopher Moody, Russ played that good just to F this over at OT. It wasn't him. You can't blame him on that. Christopher Moody says Bo looked decent at left tackle. Yeah, like I said, he did. I think if you're giving out game balls, Marcus Bo gets one for how he played. I really do. Because he had a whole lot more time this week with Marcus Bowen than they had with Hudson. That's for damn sure. Let's see. He says also, we definitely would have won this with Wink. I don't know, man. Guys, I'm not a big Wink guy. I don't know what's going on because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I am very disappointed with this offense this defense the first 2 weeks. Very, very disappointed. Like, it's just, we expected a top 5 defense. That's not been there.
No.
It's not been there, even close. We're the top 20 defense at this point. Spaz said, like you said, it's not too many good coaches and coordinators out there because a lot of them want to coach in college now. So now you just got to find people who is right for the job at this point. I don't know who's right at this point. And this is Wink's defense left too many big opportunities on the table. We don't need Wink or Bowen. We need a better OC. Honestly, this is where the whole Flores things come in. We had to hire Flores instead of Dable. I guarantee you our defense would be amazing right now. And it's not me play devil's advocate to either side of that scenario because at the time it seemed like Dable was the right move. A lot of people thought that was the right move. So it's not that it was a dumb move. Though I did question from the very get-go, considering his history with other teams. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It can't help but now going, Anthony says, Rome fell, Rob. You're losing here, buddy.
Listen, all great empires fall. The Pats probably had the greatest empire in NFL history with the 20-year run with Tom Brady. And guess what? They look like doo-doo butter. We just talked about Kansas City. 5-year stretch looking great.
Yeah.
Doesn't look so good anymore. You want to build an empire, it's going to fall. Like, we had 2 Super Bowls within 5 years. It fell pretty hard, but you want to get back to it, you got to start rebuilding.
Yeah. Spazat says it's the 4th season and they still ain't getting this culture right. It's okay to keep finding people. People get fired every day. He says, I can understand if we're losing tight games and things looking good for a full season, then I get it. But it's the same thing every year. They got to go after year 4. I mean, that's what it boils down to is like getting close. Again, we talked about leading up. How many times at the last 2 seasons we go into the next season and go, you know what? We lost a lot of close games. Maybe we're a couple players away from changing those couple play games here and there. And then all of a sudden things are better. Well, you know what? I can't keep that optimism. We've been in close games with a lot of these teams. And that's why I say I can't get excited about almost winning. Because we've almost won for years now. Eventually, you get tired. It's like getting dragged around at a job. So you get a promotion soon. You get a promotion soon. You get a promotion soon. Like eventually, okay, I just don't even want it anymore. I'm done. I'm moving on. That's where I'm at. I don't want the Dable experience anymore. I don't want the Shane experience anymore. I want to move on. By the way, guys, a couple months Hard Knocks. Yay. Won't that be fun? Oh, my gosh. Christopher Moody says we definitely should have touched 60 points. I don't know about 60, but like I said, there was a lot of opportunities missed by the Giants. I can give you 7 points right off the top of my head at that point. There's other things, obviously, that you can, if you want to look at the tape, you can probably find other things as well. That secondary was just bad for the Cowboys, guys. It's maybe if Hybit was, then we would have won. Just kidding. Oh my God. Marlon Jackson, please get rid of Bowen. Spaz, that's this Mara versus Jerry Jones. We got the battle of the worst owner. Sorry, Jerry Jones still wins. Deb says, I missed Powerball, but only 2 numbers. Yay, I almost won. See?
Listen, Deb, you don't have 18 weeks to win the Powerball. You got 1 shot.
Tell him.
Just say.
Tell him.
Listen, you probably won more than your money back. So,
Andy said, I asked someone for 3 reasons why Hyatt should be given a chance. Oh, okay, yeah. It's just it is what it is. Hyatt sucks. That says Wink ain't have the pieces for his defense. Let's be fair. Wink's defense also isn't the greatest defense. Let's be fair.
This is
the only
at the quarterback, and if
we want to actually legit look at Wink, okay, he wasn't good in Denver. Goes to Baltimore and is good. Let's be very frank. Every single defensive coordinator is good in Denver. I'm sorry, in Baltimore.
I was about to say in Baltimore.
Every single defensive coordinator is good in Baltimore. That's the place where everyone goes to succeed. Point blank. And then you go ahead and you throw them in New York. And let's be honest, our defenses weren't that great, guys. It kind of like revisionist history because he has been here a little while now. Our defenses weren't that great.
No.
So, like I said, he doesn't have the best of resumes either. TMH is faithful poet. I wanted Flores. Get rid of Shane, Bowen, and Dable. They are terrible. And I was actually thinking this too, and I probably shouldn't be thinking this before the game even starts today, but I was. I wonder, hypothetically. So, Brian Flores is the defensive coordinator right now over at Minnesota. He can't come be the coach now. What do you think if the Giants called up Brian Flores and listen, we'd like to bring you on as the head coach. We made a mistake. Be a little awkward, though, with a lawsuit. He drops the lawsuit. They pick him up as the next head coach. I'm just saying. And I don't know if Brian Flores is the guy I want either. I'm just spitballing ideas out here.
I don't know. Like, at least you got your defense in order because, Minnesota's defense has been pretty top tier.
Look at the issues Tua had with him. That's my biggest pause on him. Tua was definitely stifled having Brian Flores there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Mike McDaniels is also fighting for his job this year as well. But yeah, I got you. Like,
I'm just saying, I think
Tua had the potential to be a really good quarterback, very young, and he was hindered by a defensive mind quarterback. A head coach.
Yes. I'm just saying I think we could do worse. That's for sure. And remember, he kept on making that Dolphins team, into an okay team, and it was a horrible roster.
Yeah,
horrible roster. Let's see here. As Spaz says, this team's making me want to switch teams. He's not coming over. I doubt it too. I'm just saying it'd be interesting conversation. Christopher Moody says, I'd take Flores in a heartbeat. By the way, that Vikings or defense was amazing last year, by the way, too. He said the Bears also dropped 24 points on the Vikings. Yeah, but
the Bears also isn't the same team the Bears have been. I don't think
bad today, the Bears. It's the bad news Bears today.
Yeah. Well, that defense is god awful. They still put up some points.
But I can't say they said 24 points. Oh, no. Don't you wish the Giants gave up 24 points today?
We wouldn't have to go to overtime.
Yeah, like seriously. And Spaz says Flores wanted Herbert, and owner wanted Tua. Yep. And Greg says, is Shanahan's contract up soon? Try to get him here. Listen, I would trade for a coach even. Like, I don't think that's done enough, like point blank. Like, hey, this guy wants out. I'll give you picks for him or whatever. Like, that's not done enough in the league. I really think head coach is like the most underrated position for some reason out there. I don't know why. I wish I could tell you why. It's like you're paying guys $50 million to throw the football when you want to pay the guy $5 million to teach them how to throw the football.
Just sets you up for a failure.
Yeah. Just saying that's the problem. As Jason says, this defense couldn't get a single big spot down the stretch. No, and this vaulted pass rush couldn't even get to the quarterback really down the stretch either. Spazza says, we've been so piss poor, no top coaches want to come here. Everybody wants to come here based on one thing. One thing only. That's it. That's it.
The Muda.
Bring them money, they'll come. They'll come.
Listen, if you give a Gruden contract out there, they'll come.
If you say to a coach, I'm not going to name a name per se because I'm not. I don't know. Again, it's way too early to have the conversation to a certain degree. But let's just say you want to go ahead and bring in a guy from X, and you call him up and say, "Are you?" Find out, hey, he's got a contract issue. You're gonna call him up. You're gonna because he's under contract. You're gonna have somebody else call him up and do the way around like they always do, and say, "Listen, the Giants are interested. They're gonna make you the highest paid head coach in all of football." You don't think he's going to come? Because I tell you right now, this is not a rebuild, guys. This is not a rebuild. Let me be the first to assure you that. If you put this team in with a good coach right now, and you have them playing solid, smart football, none of this trick play BS that doesn't work, none of these 10,000 penalties, I'm telling you right now, this is a good team.
It's a mismatched team is what it is.
This is what's got me so pissed off right now is this team has so much potential with the players on it. And we're not going to reach it because this coaching staff can't get them to reach it. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just where I'm at there. Let's see here. Jay says, what happened to the pass rush? 25 seconds, they can't hold shit. Yep. Mally Mail, not a Giants fan, but Tomlin would be nice in New York. I would take Tomlin at a goddamn heartbeat. You tell me whatever you want. I'll give it up for Tomlin.
Listen, you're talking about one of the best coaches, not the best coach in modern football.
Damn straight. By the way, also, I have to say, Mally, classy, because I see the Cowboys logo and you're not talking trash. Appreciate that. we're in mourning right now. We're a little upset. As Jay says, exactly, just leave Bowen's job vacant. Spatsat says money ain't going to make them come over. They're not going to try to rebuild the team. I don't think the teams have to be rebuilt.
Listen, there's a lot of talent here. Listen, Wandell has showed a lot of talent, and everyone was rounding him off last year.
Yep, except us.
Except
just saying. That gets a little bit of applause for us because we were right on that. As Spaz, I'm sorry, Christopher Moody says Ben Johnson. I'm not a Ben Johnson fan. Just I'm not a big bench. I never have been. I do think he's the OC guy. They were talking before about the OC you can test the court. I think that's Ben Johnson. We'll find out if he's right because it's 2 games in for his head coaching career. Way too early, but that's what I think. Let's see here. Spaz that says we can say that but the top coaches, they're not coming over. We'll find out. You never know until you ask. Anthony says they will not release Tomlin. I have a feeling you're right on that one. Jason says they also can't tackle. I mean, it's a joke. Damn straight. Anthony says, Jason, I think the tackling issue at the end of the game was complete exhaustion. I agree with that, partially because of the issue with the the time control. The Cowboys just had the ball for most of the game. But that's the problem is that you got a situation now where because we couldn't run the ball, you can't fix that problem. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We're gonna have to get going in a minute, guys, but keep the last comments here because we're almost 2 hours in. Let's see here. Here we go. Spaz says Bez Johnson, OC, not a coach. Yeah, but he's a head coach right now. He's not going to step down. Plus, he'd still technically be in contract with the Bears at that point if you wanted to. Jesus, come on, that's not acceptable. Exactly. Chris Mooney says, yeah, I met his OC. Anthony says the Chiefs are getting smacked. The run games. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll see the Chiefs. That's the sexy pick for people to say not going to be, better at that point there. But listen, guys, that's going to call it a night for us. Appreciate all you guys for staying on here. We're almost 2 hours in. Wish we could have had a happier episode for you guys. I thought we were going to. Thought a couple times we were going to. That back and forth.
Really good.
But listen, it is what it is. We'll be back Monday with you guys there. Where we go ahead and go over the recap of all the week 1 games, plus give you the latest in Giants news. Hopefully we hear an update on what's going to happen as far as Hudson. Hopefully we're celebrating his getting cut. But like I said, we'll have to see. We'll be back, of course, Wednesday for you guys, also giving our preview episode as the Giants are facing the Chiefs next week there. And then Thursday, of course, give you guys our rundown, our picks episode there as well. And then, like I said, of course, we'll be doing our game coverage there for you guys as well against the Chiefs, which we're going to have to see about that one because for those of you who are on, I apologize again. I tried doing the live play-by-play. The game, usually I watch it on NFL Sunday Ticket, but they decided to make that a game on locally here. It blacked me out from going on, so I couldn't watch it there. But hopefully I can find a way to watch this next game here. We'll have to figure that out and do a little maneuvering here so I can get that going and do a play-by-play with you guys. But we'll definitely at the very least be on for post-game coverage. I just got to try to figure it out and work that out there. So, but, when you don't have cable and all, it kind of messes things up. This is why the NFL point blank should just give you an option to watch any game, anytime, anything done. And they can't because of current contracts. But if they re-up these contracts without those clauses, I'm going to be pissed. I don't care what you charge. It's already pretty expensive as it is right now for this NFL Sunday Ticket. It's I don't even know what I pay, $350 or something like that. Charge me $500. Give me the local games. I don't care. I would pay it. So, all right, guys, we're gonna get back again. Like I said, tomorrow we'll see you guys then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, we are live on YouTube, the preferred platform, along with Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and of course Rob's favorite,
Choosing the profile. Oh,
and of course, as always, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the regulars there. Appreciate you guys for watching/listening. As always, appreciate you guys' support, and as always, Giant fans,
go J-Man!
Go G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.